Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Speak English with Luna. I am so happy that you are here today, truly. I was thinking this morning, what is the biggest fear we all have when speaking a new language? Is it the grammar? Is it the spelling? No. It is that moment when your brain just stops. You are talking, you are doing great, and then poof, your mind goes completely blank. You freeze. It feels like a cold wall in front of you. Well, today we are going to break that wall down forever.
That is a very powerful image, Luna. The wall. It feels very real when you're standing there, doesn't it? Hello, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here with you all.
It's an honor to have you, Marcus. Everyone, this is Marcus Thorne. He is a master of communication, and he's here to teach us something life-changing called the 3-second rule. But before we dive into that, I have a very important message for my listeners. Today is a special challenge. We are starting right now at a very easy level, level B1. You can understand me perfectly, right? But as we move through this conversation, the English is going to get harder. We will go to level B2, and by the end, Marcus and I will be using level C1 English, advanced, fast, and sophisticated.
It is a journey, isn't it? Like climbing a beautiful mountain. You start in the valley where the air is thick and easy to breathe, and as you go higher, you need more focus, you need more strength.
Exactly. So here is my challenge to you. Do not turn off this podcast, even if it gets hard, even if you don't understand every single word. Stay with us. If you stay until the very last minute, you are telling your brain that you are a winner. You are training your ears for the real world. Marcus, why do people freeze? Why does the English just disappear?
It's simple, Luna. It's fear. Our brains are trying to protect us from making a mistake. We want to be perfect, and because we want to be perfect, we stop. We freeze because we're overcalculating every word before it leaves our mouth. But the 3-second rule is the antidote to that perfectionism.
I love that. The antidote. Such a great word. Okay, listeners, are you ready? We are about to start the climb. Stay focused, stay with me, and let's learn how to never freeze again. Before we dive deep into the mechanics of the 3-second rule, I want you, the person listening right now, to take a deep breath. Can you do that for me? Just breathe. You are in a safe place. This podcast is your laboratory. It is where you can experiment, make mistakes, and learn without anyone judging you. Marcus, you often say that the biggest obstacle to speaking English isn't a lack of vocabulary, but a lack of psychological safety, right?
That is exactly right, Luna. When we learn a language as adults, we often feel like children again. We feel vulnerable. We feel like we might lose our dignity if we say he go instead of he goes. But communication is not an exam, it is a bridge. When you're on this bridge with me and Luna, the bridge is strong. It doesn't matter if you stumble. What matters is that you keep walking toward the other person. I want our listeners to understand that every mistake is actually a sign of progress. It means you are trying to say something that is just outside of your current reach. That is beautiful.
A sign of progress. I love that. So, listeners, if you are feeling nervous or if you are worried about the harder English parts coming up, just remember, you are safe here. We are your friends. We are not here to grade you. We are here to walk with you. Now that we are all relaxed and feeling good, let's talk about that moment of freezing. Let's talk about why we need a rule to keep us moving. Okay, Marcus, the stage is yours. We are feeling safe. We are feeling ready. Now, let's get into the heart of it. What exactly is the 3-second rule? It sounds like magic, but I suspect it's more about psychology, isn't it?
It is indeed, Luna. It is about reclaiming your power. You see, when we freeze, what's happening is a cognitive overload. Your brain is trying to find the perfect word, the perfect grammar, and the perfect accent all at the same time. It's like a computer with too many windows open. It just crashes. The 3-second rule is a manual reboot. It works like this. When you realize you have lost your train of thought, You give yourself exactly 3 seconds to stop fighting the silence.
Stop fighting the silence. That sounds scary. Most people think silence is the enemy. They think if they stop talking, the other person will think they're not fluent. Isn't that what we are all afraid of?
Precisely. But here's the secret. Silence is actually a tool for the wise. In those 3 seconds, you do 3 things. Second one, you acknowledge the freeze. You don't panic, you just notice it. Second two, you take a physical breath deep into your diaphragm. Second three, you use a bridge phrase to restart the engine.
A bridge phrase. I love that term. Can you give us an example? Let's imagine a situation, maybe a job interview or a high-pressure meeting.
Let me tell you a story about a client of mine. Let's call him Alejandro. He was a brilliant engineer, truly top tier in his field, but his English was, at the time, around a B2 level. He was presenting a very complex project to the board of directors in London. About 5 minutes in, he hit the wall. He was trying to explain a technical nuance about structural integrity, and he forgot the word integrity. He stopped. His face turned red. He started to sweat. He was stuck in the freeze for 10 seconds, which feels like an hour in a boardroom.
Oh, I can feel the tension just hearing that. I've been there. That feeling of everyone looking at you, waiting for the next word that just won't come. What did he do?
Initially, he did what most people do. He tried to force it. He started making strange sounds, the thing, the strongness, and he felt his confidence evaporating. But then he remembered our training. He stopped. He literally looked at his notes, took a deep breath, that's the 3-second reset, and then he used a bridge phrase. He said, "Actually, let me rephrase that to be more precise."
Whoa, let me rephrase that to be more precise. That sounds so professional. It doesn't sound like he forgot the word. It sounds like he's being careful with his choice of vocabulary.
Exactly, Lona. That is the aspirational part of English. You aren't just surviving, you're commanding the room. By using those 3 seconds to breathe and then using a sophisticated bridge, Alejandro regained his composure. He didn't find the word integrity immediately, so he used circumlocution. He talked around the word. He said, "the ability of the building to remain stable under pressure." The board was impressed. They didn't see a man struggling with English. They saw a professional who was dedicated to clarity.
This is a huge shift in perspective. We move from a defensive mindset, trying not to fail, to an offensive mindset, where we control the rhythm of the conversation. As we're moving into more advanced English now, Marcus, could we say that the 3-second rule is also about emotional intelligence, dealing with the paralysis by analysis that happens when we're too focused on the technicalities of the language?
You hit the nail on the head, Luna. It is absolutely about emotional regulation. When we're in a state of paralysis by analysis, our prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for complex language, is essentially being hijacked by the amygdala, the fear center. By consciously taking those 3 seconds, you're signaling to your nervous system that there is no predator, there is no lion in the room. It's just a conversation. This allows your linguistic fluidness to return. You become articulate again because you're no longer in fight or flight mode.
Linguistic fluidity? I'm writing that one down. That is such a C1 level concept. So the goal isn't to never freeze, because even native speakers freeze sometimes. The goal is to have the resilience to recover quickly.
Quite right. Even I, a native speaker, occasionally lose the thread of my own thoughts. The difference is that I don't interpret that silence as a failure of my intelligence. I see it as a natural pause for reflection. If you can adopt that same attitude, your English will feel 10 times more confident overnight. You stop apologizing for your existence in the language and you start inhabiting it.
Inhabiting the language. That is beautiful, Marcus. It's about making the English language your home, even if you were still building the rooms. I want to challenge our listeners right now. Think of a bridge phrase you can use. Something like, "That's a great question. Let me think for a second." Or, "What I'm trying to say is," or even Marcus's favorite, "Let me rephrase that." These are your tools. These are your weapons against the freeze.
And remember, the more you practice these recovering moments, the less they happen. It's a paradox. Once you're no longer afraid of freezing, you stop freezing so often. The pressure is gone.
I feel so much more empowered already. We've gone from the basic idea of the rule to the deep psychological reasons why it works. We've seen how Alejandro used it to save a presentation and how we can use it to sound more sophisticated and professional. This is the essence of becoming a confident English speaker. It is time for our word tour. This is the part of the show where we take the golden terms we use today and put them in your pocket so you can use them tomorrow. Marcus, let's give them 5 powerful tools. First up, circumlocution. It's a long word for a simple survival skill.
Indeed. Circumlocution is the act of talking around a word you forgot. For example, if you forget the word refrigerator, you might say, "the cold machine in the kitchen where we keep the milk." It's a sign of a very high-level speaker.
I love that. Next is bridge phrase. These are the sentences we use to buy time, like, "Actually, let me put it this way," or, "That's an interesting point. Let me think." They are your best friends. Number 3, cognitive overload.
This is what happens when your brain has too many tabs open. You're trying to remember grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation all at once, and your system crashes. Knowing the term helps you realize it's a physical limit, not a lack of intelligence.
Number 4, to regain one's composure. This means to get your cool back. When you freeze, you lose your composure. When you use the 3-second rule, you regain it. And finally, our favorite, inhabiting the language.
This means you stop being a visitor in English. You live in it. You accept the silence, the mistakes, and the victories as part of your daily life. You don't just speak English, you inhabit it.
Now, my lovely listeners, it is time for you to take action. We call this the Community Challenge. We don't want you to just listen. We want you to participate in this journey with us.
That's right. Learning is a social act. We want to hear your voice, or at least see your words. Here is our question for you today. Think about the last time your mind went blank, that frozen moment that made you want to disappear. If you had used the 3-second rule back then, what would your bridge phrase have been?
I love that. What is the one phrase you are going to keep in your emergency kit from now on? Is it, "Let me rephrase that," or maybe, "I need a second to find the right word"? Go to our community page and share your phrase. By writing it down, you are training your brain to remember it when the pressure is on. We made it. Listen to me. If you are still listening to my voice right now, I want you to give yourself a massive round of applause. Seriously, we started in the easy valleys of B1 and we climbed all the way up to these sophisticated C1 concepts. You didn't give up when the vocabulary got complex or when Marcus started talking about cognitive overload. You stayed. You conquered the mountain.
It is a significant achievement. Most people stop when things get difficult, but you chose to persevere. That resilience is exactly what will make you a fluent, confident speaker. Remember, the 3-second rule is now part of your identity. Use it with pride.
Exactly. You are no longer just a student. You are a communicator. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you found this helpful, please subscribe and share this episode with one friend who needs to stop freezing and start speaking. Marcus, thank you for your wisdom.
It was an absolute pleasure, Luna. Keep speaking, everyone.
See you in the next episode of Speak English with Luna. Keep shining.